कलाप्रदर्शिनी 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 कलाप्रदर्शिनी
तत्तुम 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 तत्तुम
कलाप्रदर्शिनी.
Namaskaram and welcome back to the ARTh series Candid with the Gantasalas. Today we have a very special guest, a woman achiever in the field of law and who has several firsts to her several feathers on her cap. The first being she was the first woman advocate from the city of Bellary, and then she was the first woman judge of the Karnataka High Court and the first woman Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court. To put some things in perspective, the Karnataka High Court is over 139 years old, and the Calcutta High Court was the oldest high court in India, which is over 150 years old. And in the span of 139 or 150 years, we have none other than Honorable Justice Dr. Manjula Chellur, who was the first judge and the first Chief Justice of these courts. We are very happy to welcome you to our show, ma'am.
Namaskaram, madam.
Namaste.
For several years, you're a wonderful person, very humble, loving, caring, and friendly. What made you choose law?
My father, he was a very popular lawyer at Bellary. So, seeing him every day, watching courts, I felt I must do law.
Okay. So you took up
And
the law.
actually, we are 5 daughters, 1 son. My brother didn't choose to become a lawyer. So, parents thought one of the child must become lawyer. I took up.
Law is usually a male-dominated profession. How did you navigate your way to the top?
Mainly father's support, and he always gave us equal opportunity, no difference between men and women. So probably that started my career, and he mainly nurtured the interest in me to do law. I always used to see the women around, lots of problems. I used to think, if I do law, I can help them.
Thank you, madam. And sorry, go ahead.
Yes, it's not that easy for women. The profession demands lot of attention, lot of time, and family becomes second important. That's the reason many women don't choose to take up law.
Thank you, ma'am. One of the recent few years ago, there was an article saying in total, this number of sanctioned judges was over 1,000, and the number of judges working full time was about 60%. and of that, the number of women judges was only 1% or 70. And this number seems very, very low. And you seem like a
Yes.
pioneer of starting, being the first of many things. Um, so, what
It's
was
not easy. Yes. Yes.
no, so what was your experience of going through being the first? Your anticipation or level of stress that was being built around?
It's all equal. Stress, happiness, excitement, all together. Uh, Parents, mainly family, encouraged me to take up this. Apart from that, my family also helped to achieve this. Uh, it's not that easy to uh, reach this stage. One has to have lot of determination, concentration, devotion, commitment, and more than that, one should have the capacity to withstand the challenges.
So every day new problems, every day new issues.
See, apart from court's problems, as a woman, to make others accept you, it's not that easy.
Yes.
The minute you start working, everybody expects double merit in you than men. To make them think that you are all right, you have to work double the time, double the merit. You must prove double. Then only society accepts. That's what I felt, my experience.
It is very humbling to know, even at such a level or such a high pedestal, uh, for having that feeling. So I think we need to do a lot more in terms of being more
I
open to
think
that.
it's not just me. All over the world, they feel that this profession is like that. Yes.
Wonderful. And during your long career, you would have had a lot of dilemma between what you personally would want to do while what you can professionally do. And being a judge, the pedestal makes a big difference between a regular civilian versus a judge. How did you deal with this dilemma?
Well, once you sit on that chair, automatically you have to follow the rule of law. And whatever I do, it has to be within the four corners of the law. It can't be different. But the problems in the society, what's happening around you, helps you to decide the matters. You understand the problem much better.
Wonderful. And we also know, because we've been long acquainted, you're interested in fine arts. And did
Yes,
you use fine arts as a stress buster, or did that help you? How did you deal with the stress after coming back home?
definitely. Definitely. It's a stress buster. Always I used to keep music background whenever I used to read papers, do my work at office, not in the court hall, but home office.
You sing very well, Noma. You sing
Yes.
very well.
Oh, that practice lost. Yes, I used to. I used to.
So, ma'am, once you became a judge, did your
Yes.
life change because you became a judge and now the society looks at you at such a high pedestal?
Mhm.
You, almost not civilian, but you're at a very different level. Did you have any personally feel any difference?
No, no, it's all here.
Because that's probably a
It,
humility, but like in reality, does your lifestyle change because now you have a lot of eyes on you as a judge, as a chief justice, your lack of privacy to some extent?
I think you get used to that life. Over a period, you get accustomed. It looks
Okay.
normal, probably.
All right. So after having a very action-packed profession over the years in so many different states, I mentioned only Karnataka and Calcutta, but you were also the Chief Justice of Kerala and also from Mumbai. So you've traveled extensively, and just
Yes.
based on your Wikipedia page, you've done a lot of international travel as well. Could you share some of your travel experiences?
Where?
You're traveling, no, in India through different courts. Any
Yes. See, when you work at different places, you learn lot of things about those places, and you learn quite a few things what you didn't know earlier. So it's, I think travel makes you a person more knowledgeable about culture, the lifestyle, different food, all all sorts of differences you can make out. And without your knowledge, you learn quite a lot, quite a lot. I
You
feel I was part of Kerala when I was there. When I was in Bengal, I felt I was a Bengali.
Mhm.
Same thing when I went to Mumbai, again I felt part of Maharashtra. It's how you accept. Once your mind accepts, you automatically love the place. Yes.
Any memorable cases that you can share with us, Amma?
Well, I conducted as district judge Veerappan's cases. I was Tada judge at Mysore. Yes, and then lots of important cases we did. I mean, every case is different. Every case requires justice.
Wonderful.
Parties, whether rich or small, they come to you expecting justice. So at least parties should feel they were heard and justice was done. Actual justice. Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. So, the legal system is one of the three pillars of any democracy. You have the executive, the legislature, and then you have the judiciary.
Yes.
Uh, how do the three interact in your experience? Like, did you like your day to day experiences with the
No,
three?
actually, I never felt that disturbance. No, they didn't disturb me. No. Uh, at no point of time they interfered with my work.
Okay. And after your life,
Actually, they don't work together.
okay.
They can't work together. Judiciary actually corrects them if they go wrong.
Okay, that's good.
Yes. Mm.
And after being in the court for so many years, do you miss back, or do you feel like, oh, I wish I can go back, or I'm happy with your next project, or do you have like a dream project that when you were so busy, I wish I had the time to do this, like gardening? I know you're
Huh. But still, I'm working now also.
yes.
I'm working. So, gardening, especially, I feel I must concentrate more on that now. Yes,
And
definitely.
so during these pandemic time and very stressful situations with everything locked down and so many cases of, I mean, not positive cases around us. This must be a very different stressful feeling right now. How do you manage to cope, or how do you balance the two, like work and?
Well, having doctor at home solves 100% problems. Yes. Plus, grandchildren, play with them, gardening, and half a day online work.
Wonderful. And I think you're also involved in the fine arts, and you organize, like you lead few other organizations for which support music and dance and other Indian
Yes,
things.
yes.
Can you share some of your experience of that?
We have our own trust. It's about almost 40 years. So, started by my father. Every year we have programs at Ballari. I think uh, Parvati came
Yes,
once.
long back.
Yes,
Yes, I
long
did.
back. Yes, yes. One of the programs Parvati did. Every year we conduct dance, drama, music, concerts.
In fact,
My daughter is a dancer.
yeah.
Yes, I encourage her a lot. Yes. Parvati attended her Arangetram.
Yes, I was one of the guests.
Yes,
In fact,
yes,
this year I was supposed to have in Bellary.
yes, this year. Mm, COVID has taken it away.
Yes.
So, ma'am, what is your advice for the next generation of not just women, but like in general, the young lawyers that are coming up? Do you see more youngsters wanting to become judges, or do they prefer being lawyers?
Both type you see come across, and whether this generation or past generation, commitment, devotion, hard work, patience. Unless you have these things, whether it's a lawyer or any profession, even as a dancer, unless you have the commitment and the devotion, you can't achieve anything. No.
So, thank you for that
It,
wonderful mantra. I think it's applicable for
yes,
all fields.
yes, you can't just become overnight a dancer, judge, lawyer. Lots of hard work required for that. I still remember when my children learned music, other students' mother came. Then she was asking the teacher, after 6 months, can he sing for films? If that sort of parents are there, it can't be done like fast food. It can't be. It can't be fast food like.
And just one of our, as we were posting these information that we're going to have you today, one of the questions, a fun question that we got from our audience was, are the court scenes really like how they show in the movies? Because we
No, it's
not a lot
not.
of movies.
No, not at all. Most of the time, I feel wrong things are shown. I feel like calling and telling them, don't show this. It's quite different. It's quite different.
Wonderful. And one of the other questions that we've got here, and I'm looking through our Facebook feed because we have questions sometimes coming through these feeds as well.
Yes.
Question is, the Indian legal system is based on the British system, and it's over 70 years, and the courts were established even older. What is the current Indian system moving towards? Is there any modernization or changes in the laws?
Of course, depending on the need of the society, laws keep changing. They do. But basic procedure, they don't change. That doesn't change. We have different laws depending on the situation, circumstance, different crimes, different laws, new crime, new laws. Like your IT crimes, it was not there earlier, isn't it? Now, even we have IT laws, IT investigations, this frauds, bank accounts, documents, phishing, all that. Different laws, new laws.
So
One
as the
has to move.
So as the
Yes.
crimes evolve, the laws evolve.
Yes, but it said always the accused think 10 years ahead because he will think he should not be caught. He takes all the care.
Okay. And I'm just going through our feeds here. One of the other questions here is, justice delayed is justice denied, and many times, many cases, it gets delayed, or by the time it comes, it's not useful. Um,
No, this is general feeling of the public. Actually, if you go and sit one day in the court, you would know how many cases are pending. Number of judges are less.
that's a very, very insightful
Yes,
information. Number of cases
yes,
and number of judges.
yes. I mean, 5 hours, I think, working hours. How many matters one person can hear and decide?
So that prolongs.
Yes, it's not just one case. Each judge will have thousands of cases sometimes.
Wow.
10,000, 8,000, 4,000, 5,000.
I mean, just the numbers sound so big, and I don't think this
Yes,
actually comes
yes.
out.
No, if unless somebody goes deeper and checks, they wouldn't know the real picture.
Mm.
What happens if a person goes to the court? They think only about their case. 100 people come, 1,000 people come, 1,000 people think their case is important. That's how
Very different
they
perspective
think.
from your side.
Now, my case is adjourned. They're upset. It's not just one case. Judge, every case is same for a judge. I mean, no preference.
And so, just one more personal question. So, when you have so many cases, how did you shift between one? Did you meditate? Did you listen to something?
Bit of what I must say, spiritual gurus, teachings, Bhagavad Gita, music, spending with family. That makes you get lot of strength, according to me. Many people think it can be a distraction. No, family gives lot of support, moral support. Yes.
So, ma'am, we have another 5 minutes to reach our 30-minute time. So, any advice for young students in terms of why they should choose law to motivate them to law?
Well, unless you have interest in the subject, you should not do law. Otherwise, it becomes a very dry subject for them. If you don't like mathematics, how you feel? Just think. I think you are in accounts, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't like mathematics, how do you do your work? You can't concentrate. You can't think much. Same thing, law. If you don't like the subject, you can't think better. But if you choose once, if you want to do law, must work hard. No other way to achieve that except work hard.
I think your mantra to success sounds very simple. Work hard, dedication, perseverance. But to put it into practice, I think
That's tough, very tough. Mind is like a monkey.
Simple words.
Yes, always talk is much easier than deed. That's it.
Okay, madam. So thank you so much for your time. It was wonderful to get your insight, your experience in a really concise way, and it was very useful for people to understand without jumping between different tracks. Go with a steady mind, steady focus, and dedication towards one path that you really want to do, and that's when we can reach the top. Like
No, unless you have that goal in life, you can't. That target must be fixed. Everyone, whatever they choose, they must have that goal in life. Otherwise, it's waste, isn't it? Life. I mean, how many times you can become a human being? Next Janma, you are not sure. And we don't know whether there is next Janma. This, you know, you are born and you are there. So you must make best use of it. That's God's gift, life. 1 second also precious.
all right, madam. Thank you so much for joining us today. It was wonderful having you. And
Yes,
thank you.
I'm a great fan of Gansala.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. That's how I started knowing the family. That name.
I remember I was probably 5-6 years when I first met you at the Chamundi Hills temple.
Looking at me all the time, looking like this. Auntie. Yes, I was at Mysore, correct.
Yes.
First time. Must be 5 or 6.
Yeah, roughly around 5 or 6 years. And my daughter is now 5.
Yes. Yeah. Now he's interviewing me. Moni. God bless you.
Thank you
God bless you.
so much.
Thank
And
you
have a good
very
evening.
much for the valuable.
Namaste. Namaste.
And for the viewers of our ARTh series, please do join us next week as well at 8 p.m. on Saturday. You have a wonderful week.
Uh,